Hey guys, welcome to Herding Little Cows to the Glory of God. I'm here today to make a video that I don't want to be making, and there may be a lot of tears, there may not. So we announced on our anniversary, June 15th, that we were expecting another baby. And this week, the week of July 12th through 18th, whatever this week is, we experienced a miscarriage of our baby. That's a death of a baby. People sometimes use different words to make it sound not as bad, but our baby died in the womb. We don't know why. We don't know God's plans. We don't know that there was anything specifically wrong with me or baby or whatever happened. This baby we have named Thankful. While I was experiencing things leading up to the miscarriage and then the miscarriage itself, every time I would wake up at night because I heard a seizure or because, the baby moved, like Elisha moved or anything like that. The song by Forrest Frank, I Have So Much to Be Thankful For, was running through my head. And I do have a lot to be thankful for. It is okay to grieve at the same time as being thankful for all the blessings that God has given you. And so it's hard. This video is coming out further apart from the last time that I had a miscarriage and announced online. So I've had more time to come to understand and accept what's happening. It was all God's timing that this happened while we were away at family camp. I had some symptoms going into camp, and I just prayed, God, if we're not supposed to go, please give me clear direction in that. And nothing specifically started until after we had gotten to family camp. And I feel like it was God's grace that the kids were busy doing other things, and that camp itself was very restful for me in the fact that meals were provided, dishes were done. They didn't have laundry on site, so I had to pack enough for all of that. And we'll be doing a camp video about camp. The kids also had activities going on. So I would walk with them to class, and then I would sit in their class. I wasn't expected to do different things. Going to camp would have looked different had we been in a tent in the middle of the woods. This was more like a dorm style room with a bathroom close by. So it was easier for all of us in that way. Sorry, I bumped the camera. And if I had been in charge of something, if I had been in charge of crafts or something like that, we would have made the decision beforehand not to go, just because I didn't know what the week was going to bring. But God was gracious in allowing the kids to have things to do and giving me time to mentally adjust to what was happening. And then we told the kids right after we got back from camp. The reason we waited was the kids all had classes. We were separated. Like, certain kids were in one class, certain kids were in another class, and certain kids were in a third class. So we were in 3 groups. And I wanted to wait till the kids had had me around instead of sending them off and then having them be sad and I wasn't there with them, because as a family, we're almost always together. Also, if you've experienced a miscarriage, sometimes it's very clear to say, here's when the miscarriage happened. Other times it's not so clear. And this time there was just a long period of multiple days where I don't know exactly when I miscarried the baby, like when my body released the baby's body. I don't know exactly when that happened. With my last miscarriage, there was a period of a few hours where I definitely felt like early labor type contractions. This time I was just more crampy, like a hard period, if that makes sense. I know people are going to say, well, it's because of your age, or it's because you already have children with issues and all of those things. Those are very hurtful comments. So if you write them down below, I may just delete them. But the issues my children have, the ones that are outside the womb that you see on my videos, none of them are things that are going to cause a baby to miscarry. If a baby miscarries because of like a chromosomal problem or that type of thing, it's because babies, I don't know how to say it right, but the things that my children have outside the womb aren't related to miscarriage. Also with my age, yes, I am an older mom. Yes, things can happen as you get older, just like things can happen as you have more kids. The fact that I have so many children already born outside the womb means that I'm more likely to have issues or a baby with a disability or anything like that. Just like if you have 3 babies already, let's say you have 3 boys, your chances of having a girl the next time are still there. But you will probably, if you have 4 children, have a girl in your family at some point. Does that make sense? Like if you have 12 children, then it's likely one of them is going to have an issue, a disability or something like that, because if you have 12 people, if you take any 12 people in the general population, one of them probably has an issue, or 2 of them, or 3 of them. So when you have a large family, it's more likely, one of them is going to have an issue just because of the number of people. That might come out as weird, but there's just the number of people problem. How many broken bones you have in your family can be because you just have a rough and tumble family, or it can just be that so many people on an average year break a bone and you have a lot of people in your family, so one of them might break a bone. I know this video is kind of choppy because I just felt like there were some things I needed to say. Also, the idea of I have multiple kids. Yes, I do. I don't do anything specifically to try to make myself have more children. It's the natural course of marriage that children are born. Unlike some women, I don't do anything to stop children from coming, but I don't do anything to make children come. I don't take any specific, and I'm not saying if you do that there's anything wrong. I'm just saying for me personally, I don't take any supplements. I don't do any medical treatments. I just enjoy my husband, and if that leads to a pregnancy, that leads to a pregnancy. At my age, there are women who are still having children regularly, and a lot of women are having their first 1, 2, 3 babies at this age. If I was a mom who was going through IVF and I had a baby implanted and the baby died, the pregnancy did not continue, whatever they call it in the course of IVF, people would say, try again. But because I've had multiple children, people come and say, oh, you had a miscarriage, you shouldn't try to have any more. And that just doesn't make any sense. Because when I have a baby, when I get pregnant, I'm not taking that baby from anyone else. It's kind of like the idea of like wealth in our culture. If somebody gets really rich because they have a great idea, like let's say Gutenberg and the printing press. When Gutenberg and the printing press made money because he made a great invention, he wasn't taking away from a person, like he wasn't taking their money away. He wasn't like, oh, I made the printing press, I'm going to take all your money now. That's not what happened. And when I get pregnant, I'm not taking away a baby from somebody else. God has provided a baby for our family. And so there's just some very hateful comments said out there, especially about moms of large families, that we are somehow being selfish because we get pregnant again. But like I said, I'm not doing anything specifically to try to get pregnant, other than marriage, which is what God says, be fruitful and multiply. I'm not taking children away from other people. I'm not trying to look better than other people by having more children. I'm just allowing God to do what he does in our family. We have now, this was my 15th pregnancy to carry. Some of those pregnancies I only carried for a short time. some of those pregnancies. If you've been here before, the story of Joshua, he was stillborn, so I carried him for 37 weeks. And then we have 8 living children on the outside here in the house, plus my older biological daughter who already moved out, plus my stepson who already moved out. So I know that makes weird numbers for everybody, but this was baby 15 for our family. God knows what he's doing. God is in control. I don't necessarily understand why, but because we announced with you guys and because you guys celebrated with us, we also want you guys to know that this baby is no longer with us and that we are still trusting in God. God is still good. And we've been a little radio silent because, one, because I've been going through this, but also while we were at camp, internet was very, very limited and we had a lot of things going on. So we weren't posting a whole lot. We will hopefully be back to videos here in the near future because we have stuff going on that we would like to share with you guys just as we get back into the routine of things, as we get into our homeschool year, just all the different things that our family does. We love to interact with you guys. I'll be doing a live in the near future. I said I'd do a live with my friend Maudie when we got to 4,000 viewers, and I am at 3,993 or something like that as of this morning. So that'll be very soon. Yeah, that's what's going on. As I said, my last video was made closer to the actual miscarriage. This time, just with timing, I haven't been able to get a video out, and so I've had a little more time to process what's going on. I just know rude comments are going to come up, and I wanted to say things that I don't really care about the rude commenters. I'll just delete them. But I wanted to say those things out loud for other moms like me who might be moms of large families or older moms who are just letting God do what he's doing. And in God's timing and in God's goodness, he's going to make your family exactly how he wants it to be. And sometimes he teaches us the biggest lessons through the hardest times when we need to lean on him the hardest. And so don't give up on God. Some people see bad things happen, things that they don't understand happen, and they blame God instead of being thankful for the things that God has given you. The time that God gave us with this baby, every night we would pray for the baby that God gave us and the time that this baby was in our family, and we're thankful for that time. We had a very blessed time, and we had already made memories around this baby's life. So looking to it as God's providence in your family. And just knowing that people are going to say things, but it doesn't really matter what people say. You know if you're right before God. And you just need to do what God has for your family right now. So our family will be back with other videos, but I wanted to let you guys know. We'll see you guys next time on Herding Little Cows to the Glory of God.